as well. So basically, what is a Twitter bot? Essentially, it's a Twitter account that is controlled using bot software via Twitter's API. A bot is something that can mimic the behavior of a typical Twitter user. So you'll see it automatically retweeting, tweeting, liking, following, direct messaging, basically just mimicking the behavior of a typical Twitter user. So what are the perks and the pitfalls of bots, especially social media bots? So the perks, for example, you get to automate social media activity. So if posts and messages and tweets and just uploads are automated, so not a lot of human intervention is required, which makes it easier because you can do a lot more. It also encourages engagement because you're able to do more because it's automated. A lot more people will follow you, or a lot more people will engage in your content. The more you post, it's obviously better for engagement. Support customer services. So we obviously know that bots can be used for customer services. So we know WhatsApp, for example, we know WhatsApp bots, people use that for their businesses, Telegram bots, and it just makes the whole customer experience more easier, I would say, and it's just automated. And then the disadvantages of having bots is that they could potentially spread malicious software, which can be very damaging to your computer or your device. It can also be used to spread harmful spam across Twitter or any social media. People do build bots for the wrong intentions. So people can use it to spread hate speech or racism or sexism. And that obviously is not very good. It could also blur the metrics to create a false yet increased amount of traffic and engagement. So you won't really know, just because you have bots can make you have, like, obviously increase your engagement, but you won't really know how authentic sort of the community you're building because of how automated it is. So you have a lot of traffic and engagement, but how authentic is that community that you're building, basically? So basically, this is the bot I created last year during October for Techtober. I was very, very excited. It's had, well, as you can see at the top here, it's had 67,000 tweets so far. It's following one person, which is me, and I've already gained 2.3 followers. So you can see that you can gain a lot of followers by having a bot, because my personal account has maybe a third of these followers. So it does show you that creating a bot does reach more people. You are able to tweet a lot more, and you're able to reach just a lot more people. Yeah, so I created this Women in STEM SA bot to encourage and empower women that are pursuing careers in STEM, AI, tech, and since it's just been a growing community, I guess. So why create a Twitter bot? Well, for the first reason would be that the future is most likely, or is probably going to be centered around automation. A lot of tasks are going to be automated, completed by, especially redundant tasks are going to be completed or done by bots or machines. And so creating a Twitter bot just allows us to, get ahead of the curve and be involved in this movement towards automation. The future of social media is going to involve a lot of social media bots. I think that social media, obviously, it's centered around engagement, it's centered around posts, it's centered around tweets. And so the more you can automate that, and the more content you can put out there, the better engagement, the more followers you have. And so I do believe that a lot of companies are going to resort to social media bots to just tackle engagement on their platforms. And then the fourth reason, which is probably the most important reason, I thought that maybe building a Twitter bot would just encourage more women and more young girls to be involved in technology, because by being involved in technology, it limits how biased future technologies are, because we're incorporated in terms of building these technologies. So our needs will be met. And the more diverse a team is and the more diversity there is in tech, we'll have more diverse solutions in general. So getting you guys involved as females or young girls is just better for having diverse solutions within the tech industry. Okay, these are the overview of the steps we're going to take to to create a Twitter bot. It's not a lot of steps. It's actually quite easy. It's straightforward. It's simple. The hard part probably is just coding it, but it's really, these are the basic steps that we're going to take. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to download and create a Twitter account, which most of you should be familiar with, because I'm just assuming a lot of people are on social media right now. But yes, we're going to download and create a Twitter account. I did put up links just in case you want to download, you want direct access to these sites. After we've downloaded and created our Twitter account, we're going to use pictures from Pinterest to customize it so that it has our own personal touch to it. And then after that, we're going to sign up as Twitter developers. And then we're going to download the Python programming language, which we will use to create the bots. And then we're going to write and run a couple of lines in Python, and then we're going to have a bot that automatically retweets certain phrases or just certain words. So let's create one together now. The bot that we're going to create is going to be called girlcode_bots. Okay. So like I said, the first step would be to create a Twitter account. Once you're done creating your Twitter account, this will be blank and this will be blank. This is just your header and this is just your profile picture. I took this from Girl Code's Twitter account, and then I got this header background from Pinterest. Right, and this is what sort of Pinterest looks like. I've already logged into my account, and this is where I got the pictures. You can type in whatever, and then pictures will come up, and then you can use those pictures to customize your Twitter account in any way. As you can see, there's 0 tweets so far, 0 following, 0 followers, but that's all going to change as we progress in the workshop. So I created this today in the morning, and I added a cute little bio, and I was like, I am a friendly girl code bot that was created to illustrate how young girls and women interested in tech can create their own Twitter bots. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so once you've logged into your Twitter account, stay there, don't log out. You've used Pinterest to customize your Twitter bot, great. And now we're going to sign up to, step number 3 is to sign up as a Twitter developer, right? You can literally just type in Twitter developer and this will pop up. Because your account is open already at the top, you've already logged in. It will log in automatically for you. So then you're going to go here to apply for a developer account. And it's going to take you to this page, right? And then it's going to ask you to select options, right? It's going to be the first one, or the first question they ask you is which best describes you. And obviously, yes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Excuse me, everyone, also for my voice. I've got a bit of a sore throat, but I saw a message coming in that can you please slow down a bit.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, just confirm that everybody has, completed the step, and yeah, I think people are getting a bit lost now.
Okay, cool. So should I start from where you create your Twitter account?
Yes.
Okay, so have you guys created your Twitter accounts?
No. I haven't.
Not yet. You're still trying to.
Okay. Sorry, I can't see the chat box.
Rochelle, if you can also just help Fifi in terms of reading out the comments and what people are asking.
Yes, sure, Zandy. Okay, I think we just give everybody like 2 minutes.
Minutes.
To create their account.
Yeah. Okay, while people are doing that, let me just open the slides again so we can get an overview of the steps. So you guys are currently downloading and creating a Twitter account. Then you using your pictures either from Pinterest or maybe your own personal pictures to customize it. And then in a minute or so, we'll be signing up as Twitter developers. And then we're going to download the Python programming language. And then we're going to write and run a couple of lines of code. Okay, so can we continue? Are you guys done creating your Twitter accounts? I'm going to wait 15 more seconds and then I'm just going to assume everyone has.
Okay, I think that's a good option.
Because
For those that are doing the actual practical, just let us know, like, if one or two of you have completed the step. Okay, yay.
Okay.
We have a couple of yeses, so maybe just like 30 seconds more and then you can move on to the next step.
Okay. Okay, so now, once you've customized your Twitter accounts, we're going to sign up to be Twitter developers. I've already opened the tab here, but I'm going to type it into Google here so you can see. So Twitter developer. And it's just click on the first link and it goes apply for access, and you're going to be automatically connected. You should see your Twitter bot name on the side. And then we're going to go to apply for a developer account here. And remember, don't sign out of your Twitter account. Just makes it easier. And then apply for a developer account. And then it's going to open the screen. And then it's going to ask which best describes your intention to use the Twitter developer platform. And then you're going to get professional, hobbyist, academic, and then you're going to click on hobbyist. And then you're going to get 3 more options, which is making a bot, building tools for Twitter users, or exploring the API. And we're obviously going to click on making a bot. And then you're going to click on get started. Okay, I need to verify this account. So I'm just going to add my phone number quickly. And then make sure you also verify your accounts as well. Sorry, that's my phone number. Okay. So it should work now. So hobbyist, making a bot. Is everyone following? Okay.
Okay,
Now,
Ref, can I ask you to please go back to the slides and just reflect on those steps again?
okay. So basically, we are here to sign up as a Twitter developer. When you sign up as a Twitter developer, you have to verify your Twitter account. So you have to verify your Twitter account either via phone number or via email. They asked me to do it via my phone number now, which is what I did. And then now they're gonna ask us more questions regarding our reasoning behind wanting to be a Twitter developer. So let me just hit back here. And you can, if your username isn't showing here, you can switch your username to the Twitter account you've created. Okay, so can I continue?
Can you please wait maybe for 1 minute?
Okay, cool.
Ladies, I've also shared on the chat the different links. So for step 1 and step 2, you can just see it on the chat.
Thank you, Sandy, for sharing those links. Are we comfortable to move on to the next step now? With those that are trying this out? Okay, so I'm going to take that as a yes, and if you can move on.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Okay, so once you're in the developer portal, literally all you need to type on Google is Twitter developer. It's gonna take you to a page and you're gonna click on apply to be a Twitter developer. It may ask you to verify your phone number or your email. Just follow the instructions, and then they ask, what would you like us to call you? I say Refilwe. What country do you live in? I'm going to select South Africa. There we go. And then what's your current coding skill level? You can choose no experience, some experience, highly experienced, and I am going to choose some experience. So this is just the basic information in the developer portal that you just need to fill in. And then if you want to get the latest Twitter API news, you can click yes, and then go to next. And this is number 2. So these are all the steps we're going to take to become to apply to be a Twitter developer. So now they want to know our intentions. So the first question will be, how will you use the Twitter API or Twitter data? In your own words, it literally says in English, please describe how you plan to use Twitter's data and or APIs. The more detailed the response, the easier it is to review and approve. That's great. And so I've already pre-written, which I'll read now, which you guys can also just copy. My response: be as thoughtful and thorough as you possibly can. There is a 200, I think, character limit, and then you get a green tick if you've satisfied the amounts of characters they need. So I said, I want to use Twitter's API so that I can teach young girls and women who are interested in technology to create a Twitter bot that empowers, encourages, inspires them to pursue qualification and careers in software engineering, computer science, data science, AI, infos, etc. Essentially any career or field related to STEM or tech. This bot aims to celebrate and glorify achievements and contributions women have made towards the tech industry across the world, and to make it a safe space for them as well. So in the next step, you can literally put in your own words why you want to create this Twitter bot. You can say, the Twitter bot we're creating is to empower women in STEM, women in tech, women in AI, basically. So that's why my reason or my intentions are centered around that. If you want to create a Twitter bot that wants to create awareness around GBV, gender-based violence, then you can, in your own words, describe that's why you want to create the Twitter bot. You can say, I want to create this Twitter bot because I want to create awareness around women who are affected, or women and children who are affected by GBV. I think GBV needs more attention in South Africa, etc., etc. So any reason you're creating this Twitter bot, it just needs to be motivated by good intentions, essentially. So I'll just leave this here for a while as well. also read this in your spare time, but for now, just fill in these reasons. And also on the same page, well, screen, on the same page or screen, they'll ask about the specifics. So are you planning to analyze Twitter data? You can say no. Will your app use tweet, retweet, like, follow, or direct message functionality? So that's a yes, but we'll come back to that. Do you plan to display tweets or aggregate data about Twitter content outside of Twitter? That can be that's a no. Will your product, service, or analysis make Twitter content or derived information available to a government entity? No. So basically, those are all no. And the only yes that we have so far is, will your app use tweet, retweet, like, follow, or direct message functionality? Please describe your planned use of these features, right? So once you've filled in your reasons or your intentions behind creating your Twitter bots, you can then also describe how you plan to use these features. So in this workshop, we're going to be retweeting certain hashtags or retweeting certain phrases or certain words. We're not going to be tweeting directly or liking or following or direct messaging anyone. And so I've already pre-written this as well. So let me just copy this, and I'll copy this into the chat as well, so that you guys can also just copy essentially what I've written. So basically I said, essentially our bot aims to retweet any hashtags related to women, girls in technology STEM, such as women in STEM, women in tech, women in AI, etc. By doing so, it will empower many girls and women in STEM or tech. It will spread positive awareness around news pertaining to women who code or are in tech. We want to celebrate milestones and their achievements. It will also highlight the role social media such as Twitter can play in promoting women in tech. So that's essentially the only two fields you're required to fill out via the intended use. And I'm going to try put this in the chat box now. I can't. Let me see if I can message. I don't have access to the chat box.
Just click on show conversation there.
Oh. Wow.
Teams has
Thanks,
changed their
Rochelle.
interface. No worries.
Okay, so that's the first part. I think it'll just make it easier. Just edit it to accommodate whatever bots you're trying to use. And then this is the features. So the features that our bots will have, we're saying it's going to retweet certain phrases, such as women in STEM, women in AI, women in tech. and you can sort of copy that and paste it there. That's the only part where we're going to have to provide any sort of input. We've said no to everything else, and then you can click on next. And it basically allows you to review all your basic information and intended use information you've provided. And you can still edit it at this point. And here's a summary of everything. Is everyone following?
Any questions at this point? Okay, happy. Can move on now.
Okay, and then you can click on next. And basically, it's going to give you the developer agreements and policy, which you should go through. I've already gone through it because this isn't the first time I've created a Twitter bot. It's really important. It just shows you what you can and cannot do and how you should conduct yourself using Twitter's API. And it defines a lot of things. You should always go through these things so that you're aware of the legal implications of misusing Twitter's platform. And then you click and then you can submit your application essentially. And then success. So you can see at the top, success, application submitted. Your application has been successfully submitted. We just sent an email verification to girlcode.twitterbot@gmail.com. I had to create a new Gmail for this Twitter bot. And we can verify this developer's account that we've just created. And here's the email. And we can confirm. And once it's confirmed, you'll know that it's successful because you're in the dashboard, you're in the developer portal, and now you have all these new features like dashboard, projects and apps, products, accounts. It's asking you to create a new project. It's still logged into the Twitter account that we created earlier. So this is a very, very good sign that everything is going as planned. I'll just give everyone another 2 minutes just to verify their Twitter developer accounts like I just did. So we're basically done with step number 3.
Hello.
Yes.
From application received, where do we go?
So once it says application received, log into your email account. The email account that you used for your Twitter bots, for your Twitter accounts. So remember this account that we created? You had to use an email.
Yes.
So you should have received an email saying in your inbox saying confirm your email.
Yes.
Did it say that?
Yes.
So once this is open, it says confirm your email. So click on that.
Okay.
And then it should have automatically went to this developer portal.
Okay. Didn't go there.
Okay, what did it say?
From the
application received, you need to go to your email, log to your actual email, go to the your inbox. Okay, so let me go. So are you in your inbox?
Yes.
Oh, did you open the email you received?
Yes.
And what does the message say? Does it say, thank you for applying for a Twitter developer account. Please confirm your email address to complete your application?
Yes.
And it says, did you go to confirm email?
Yes.
And what does it after that?
Okay, after that.
It opens this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fine. Then you're fine.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else need any assistance? Okay, cool. We can go, Andrea.
Okay, so here we're almost actually done with this Twitter developer step, and then we're going to be using Python shortly. So here you're going to click on create project, right? And then you're going to, you can call, you have to like stipulate a project name. So you're going to have to create a project name. I'm going to call it Girl Code SA Bot. You can call it whatever bot you're creating. So if you're calling it GBV South Africa bot, or woman empowerment bot, or whatever you're creating your Twitter bot for, you can call it anything essentially. And then you click on next, and then it says, which best describes you. Below, you'll find options on how you intend to use the platform. And obviously there's going to be a lot of options: student, teaching, doing something else. Obviously ours is making a bot. And then you're going to click on next. And then for the description, it's just for Twitter to help them make us a better developer, or make our developer experience better down the road. And I'm going to say that this bot will retweet tweets that use the hashtag women in tech, women in STEM, and women in AI, basically. So any hashtag that uses the following phrases will be retweeted. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible because we're running out of time, but we're almost done. Okay, so the last step is to name the app. I'm gonna name it Girl Code SA. Girl Code. I hope the name is not taken. Great.
Yay, that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. So now we have our keys. We needed these keys for the code. So this is a very good sign. And if you want to look at the projects in the app, it should be here. So you should be able to go here and have access to these keys. These keys are really important, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. The next step in the slides was to download the Python programming language and then run the code in Python. I did have it open here, but it's blocking, so I'm just going to open. Okay, so I just typed in python.org and it led me to this page, and you can go to downloads. You can download the latest version for Windows. You can, if you are not using Windows, you can download for Linux, you can download for Mac, you can download for whatever is compatible for your PC, and you can literally see the different versions. It's quite straightforward. Yeah, so you can download the latest version, click download, and it will install on your PC. I already have it installed in mine, so I'm just going to open it up here. Sorry guys, I have to make this quick so that we make it. Okay, so basically I created this, and I called it girlcode_twitterbots, and this is where we're gonna run our lines of code. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna import packages and libraries. These are so that we can access Twitter's API more conveniently. So I'm gonna go import. Sorry, I'm gonna go import the package, import tweetp. Tweetp is a very important package that we need to, that will allow us to access the Twitter API. And I'm also gonna import time, right? So we're gonna import the following packages. Then we have to authenticate our account, right? So basically, we're going to create those consumer keys I showed you. We're going to use them. So we're going to create these string variables called consumer key. Consumer secret. And this is just going to help us authenticate our accounts, consumer secret. And then access key. And then access secret. I'm trying to paste this to this wall. Okay, so these consumer keys we're gonna get from our developer portal. Remember, I told you about this, and you have to regenerate. You say yes, of course, and here are your consumer keys. You copy it, you paste it in, make sure there's no space. Copy this one as well. And these are unique to your, this is unique to your Twitter bots. So you can't use these keys because they're unique to my Twitter bot. So when you generate your own, they'll be unique to your own Twitter bot. Okay, and then yes, I've saved them. And then for the access keys, copy, make sure you copy correctly. And then access token secret, make sure you copy that correctly as well. Okay, cool. So that looks about right. And then to fast forward this, we're going to create an API object that is going to allow us to use Twitter's API methods. We just want to authenticate. These are what we're going to use to authenticate our credentials. We want to be able to access Twitter without any problems. I'm going to try shorten the time required and then just explain. So I created a variable called auth, and it's basically it's using Tweepy, the package we installed, to authenticate our consumer key, right? Which is, you see, which is what we did here, and our consumer secret key. We're authenticating our accounts. And then this variable here called API allows us access to Twitter's API. And it does it in a way that doesn't spam Twitter's API or annoy Twitter, basically. And then from here, we're going to create a variable called user. Sorry, guys, I'm literally rushing for time to make sure that we get this all in. And I'm also going to create another variable called search. And we're going to look for words or phrases that have woman in tech. And then we're also going to create another variable called number of tweets, and we're going to limit it to 1,000 because Twitter only allows 1,000 tweets a day. And then we're going to create a for loop. So let me explain this for loop. So this for loop is going to search Twitter's environment, and it's going to look for tweets and conversations that have the phrase woman in tech. Once it finds tweets and phrases that have woman in tech, it's going to retweet that tweet. And then I'm going to have a print statement that's going to say retweet once it's successfully retweeted that tweet. It's then going to sleep or tweet again in the next 30 seconds so that your tweets are distributed across the day or across hours. I will put it in a try and accept sort of code so that if they can't find a tweet, or there's a problem with the code, or there's a problem with retweeting that particular tweet for a reason, it will print out the error and it will stop the code so that you can analyze it. So I'm going to use this for loop I created here. Right, like I said, it's going to look for, it's going to go to Twitter's environment, right, and it's going to search for women in tech, right, and it's limited to 1,000 tweets, and it will retweet every tweet that has women in tech in it, and it will print out retweets if it's successful. And then it will wait 30 seconds before it does it again. If there's an error, which is where the exception clause comes in, then it will print the reason and it will stop the code there. Okay, I just need to double check that everything is good. Okay, if I run this, it should work, and we should see that the tweets, that this should go from 0 tweets to 1 tweet. I'm gonna change 30 seconds to 0 so you can see it tweets a lot of tweets at the same time due to time. So let's run it and see if it works. Hopefully there's no errors.
Hopefully.
Oh, wait, I need to change the, oh my goodness. Of course. Okay, hold on, guys. I need to go back to the Twitter developer account because I made it read-only. Read and write. Yes. And that should work. Oh my goodness. Cannot post.
Maybe try, the regenerate the key. You should change the settings, so maybe the settings are with the key.
Yeah, let me try that quickly. Yeah, I should have made this read and write before. Yeah, okay, let's save. Yes. Okay, let me go back to regenerating those keys and tokens. So every time you regenerate these keys and tokens, yes.
Ref, can I just, we will have to go a bit over time here, so don't rush to the process in case anyone has any questions.
Okay, cool.
Don't stress, we'll make this work.
Okay.
So you will come across errors in your code sometimes. Don't panic. Just go back and try and figure it out.
Okay, so I think Rochelle was right. When I did change the read and write permissions, I think it changed the keys completely. So I'm going to have to replace these keys because they are unique to your Twitterbot. So you've got to replace them. So I'm going to have to, okay, let me just do this again. So regenerate. Yes, regenerate. And replace the old ones. Okay. Trying to replace them delicately. Okay, and then the access token key and secrets, you're gonna have to regenerate those, say yes. Copy the new one, replace the old one. Okay, and that should work. Yay, so now it's retweeting. Thank you, Rochelle.
Well done. So that's a lesson to never panic.
Yeah, I was panicking there. So yes, so I didn't read and write. So obviously our bot is tweeting, I'm not doing anything, and we'll see it's tweeting aggressively because I didn't put any time restrictions. So let's let's refresh our Twitter accounts and see what happens. 20 tweets in. You can see at the top it changed 20 tweets. Let's see what it's tweeted so far. It's just retweeting anything that has women in tech in it, women in tech, art is everywhere in science, women in tech. It retweeted this post about a woman talk happening somewhere in a 30-minute mentoring session. Yeah, so basically that's the workshop. It's retweeting all these tweets by itself. It retweeted this tweet by Women in Technology. So it's just going to retweet until it reaches the limit of, and it has 1 follower. So it's gained 1 follower during this time.
Yay! Who is that person? Is it someone from this call? If so, thank you.
I don't know. This is someone.
Okay, thanks for following us. We have 1 follower. Thank you everyone on this call for joining us today in creating this bot, and I hope that you have learned something, and the recording of the session will be available on our Girl Code YouTube